Hey guys, Vange Courier here. This is just a discussion about this is my first discussion about a discussion.
Talking about Disney and a lot of their scummy practices through the years. And by the way, I'm Warlock Goblin.
Yeah, and he doesn't have anything on his channel, so don't check it out just yet. But in the future,
Yeah, if you search it, you'll find most likely nothing. But I will be working on stuff in the future. I just need the income to produce.
Yep. Okay, so today we're having a discussion about
It's Disney's scummy practice. Our first point, we'll talk about how Disney's stolen media. One fact that a lot of people like to bring up, and I'm going to bring up for the start of this conversation, is that Lion King was originally, a Japanese cartoon, I believe? It was a Japanese movie.
Yeah, it was actually, I think, an anime called King of the White Lion.
Yeah, that's what it was. King of the White Lion. And you can look this up, and please, if you feel like you want to fact check us, you can fact check us in the comment section. But yeah, so basically with this point, I'd like to bring out how the originality that Disney has, it's just lackluster. They have no originality. They like to take everyone else's ideas and use them to create new content, but it really isn't, and it's very lackluster on their part.
Yeah, I still think The Lion King is a great and wonderful film, but, yeah, I would agree. Disney does copy stuff a lot.
But yeah, it's just very scummy in my opinion. The next point leading into this is that how they like to rely on their franchises that they have purchased over the years, such as Marvel and Star Wars mainly. When it comes to Marvel, I don't like how they did the Age of Ultron film, because Tony Stark did not make Ultron. Ultron was made by Ant-Man originally because of his conflicting ideas on morality as a whole. So basically with this, the argument that I like to point out is making Tony create Ultron defeats the entire purpose of the movie.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I've never seen Age of Ultron yet. I need to. When Infinity War comes out, I'll see all the Marvel films in order. But what's it? Yeah, I don't. The thing with Marvel is that I feel like it kind of changed around when they bought them, which is Iron Man 3. That was their first film that they worked with them on. I feel like, I don't know, Iron Man, the first one, if you don't count the Spider-Man trilogy, was a great, pretty serious film that has comedic moments, but it wasn't I don't know, it didn't rely on jokes or whatever.
Exactly. It was mainly about Iron Man's actual origins and how he became Iron Man in that sense. And then Iron Man 2 was a little weird, because wasn't that the one with Mandarin, I believe?
That is the third one. This is the one with Whiplash.
Second one, that was good. I liked how they did that one. But when it came to the third one, and this is when Disney purchased, correct?
Yes.
That made no sense. I kind of like how they made the Mandarin this figurehead of terrorism, but it just was off-settling. It was just this doesn't feel right.
Yeah, honestly, it really bored me, honestly. When I watched it in theaters, I was just sort of waiting for something to happen. It just didn't feel right. But earlier this year, Homecoming was released, and I thought they did a really good job with that. Even though they weren't really part of it since Sony, Sony has still part of the rights to Spider-Man.
Yeah, but on that fact, Sony was pretty good in choosing Tom Holland as the actor for Peter Parker.
Yes.
Because he did Peter Parker really well. Then when it came to Spider-Man, he just blew my mind, because I thought he was going to be like the other actors, where it's they have one good skill set, but then when it comes to portraying the other skill set, it's lackluster.
Yeah. But, he did do a really good job. I still think Tobey Maguire is the better Peter Parker, from the original trilogy, but Tom Holland is probably definitely the best Spider-Man. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. And moving on to the other franchise that they love to shove down our throats the most is Star Wars.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it's just ridiculous.
This I can get into all day, every day. But a lot of people don't like George Lucas, but I'm going to go ahead and admit that I do, because he had a good idea and grasp of how he wanted to write it. The only thing about George Lucas, I greatly disagree that Star Wars is a drama, per se.
Yeah, exactly. here's the thing with Star Wars for me, like, honestly, they shouldn't have bought them in the first place. Like, a theme park, yeah, that's a great idea, but we have this whole new trilogy, which basically, so far, it looks like it's copying the original trilogy.
Exactly. I love how they like to pretend the prequels didn't exist.
Exactly. Like, I mean, they have a few merchandise here and they're like Anakin's lightsaber, but that's really about it, honestly. Like, yeah. The Force Awakens, I definitely think is the worst Star Wars film, and that's okay if you like it. It's just, I just really didn't like the way they made it. The characters felt bland to me.
Exactly. Like, my whole standpoint on The Force Awakens is the fact that, Finn, the stormtrooper, basically, he lost his purpose of the movie literally almost 5, 6, 7 minutes in. He technically, because you get what I'm saying, though. He's like, he wants to be a part of the rebellion. And then, like, later on, he's like, no, I'm not a part of the rebellion. You guys are crazy. And then he just joins back in. It's like, your whole purpose is to flip-flop in this entire movie. That's not a character.
Yeah. I definitely agree. Yeah, Rey is such a Mary Sue. Kylo Ren, he's basically a worse Anakin. Like, he whines when he doesn't get his way, and it's just, oh my gosh. Like,
yeah, the weird thing with Kylo Ren is the fact that he fails to be a competent villain in the movie, and basically the only good thing I liked was the scene with him speaking to Supreme Leader Snoke.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool scene.
Because he was talking about how he feels like the both sides of the Force, basically. What was it, like the light side and the dark side, and the fact that he mentions that the Force is starting to awaken, which is weird because the very confusing point at that moment is we don't know if he's talking about Finn or Rey, because Rey starts to get her Force illusion after the scene.
Yeah.
But then the movie starts with Finn, basically. And then Kylo Ren looks at Finn and can feel that he has a sudden change in his demeanor.
Yeah.
When he glares at him. So it's very counterintuitive between what he's exactly talking about.
Yeah. Definitely. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Rogue One. What is your opinion on that film?
Rogue One was actually a really good film. Now, I saw lots of videos on YouTube and stuff like that talking about how, oh, it's just a horrible, horrible film. But, like, when it comes to what it was trying to do with the dark theme, it delivered really well because it makes us love the characters really quickly and then outright kills them near the end.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think, honestly, the characters were basically cardboard because it's like, you didn't know much about them, honestly. Like, yeah, like the guy and the girl, Jen and the other dude. I can't even remember his name. Like, I can't even remember the other people's names, honestly. Like, I don't think they were developed that well. But I like the story. I really like the ending. The last 30 minutes was amazing.
Yeah, everyone liked the spoiler alert, but everyone liked the Darth Vader scene.
Yeah,
which I was like, okay, but that's kind of cliche. Because me personally, when I watched Star Wars, I didn't really get into Vader. He just seemed like this anonymous looking, like, oh, I'm just a concealed character, but I'm a villain at the same time.
Oh, you're not a true Star Wars fan for saying that.
I mean, and then you watch the prequels and you find out he's Anakin, but then when I watched the prequels, I focused mainly on Obi-Wan Kenobi because of the fact that he got more into the political uprising of what was going on with the clones being made, but they never knew about the clones ever being made. It was like, oh, well, what's the file on Kamino? Oh, we don't have a file on Kamino.
Yeah.
So then it was like, whoa, there's more to this story than it actually is. Even though the whole scenes with Anakin were super, super cringy, I just liked the prequels more because of the fact that it had a really good story it wanted to tell politically. Yeah. But it was just overshadowed by the pure fact of George Lucas's bad scripting.
Yeah. Obi-Wan's probably the best character in the prequels, other than Ian McDiarmid. But I definitely think that Hayden Christensen can be a good actor. Like, for some reason, I don't know, he does really well in his acting when he's not given a script, I feel. Like, if George Lucas wasn't writing it, he'd probably be really good. It's just, George Lucas is not the best at writing.
Yeah, that's literally his only point that I have to say about him is when he comes to writing a script, he's not really the best at it.
Yeah.
But I liked what he made Star Wars to be and what it has become.
Yeah, even Yoda in the prequels, like, I think it's so stupid that like, he can fight or whatever. One thing, why couldn't he fight like that in Empire Strikes Back? Like, I know he was older, but I mean, it's not that far apart. And two, what is it? Like, it's pretty stupid how like, he only gets short bursts of energy so he can fight. I was like, what? Like, when he can do all these flips, why does he have to sit in a hover chair everywhere he goes? Like, it's just...
Yeah, one thing that I think is funny that Disney's doing, but I actually like it, is the fact that with the Han Solo movie, I have heard that they're making there's these two comic book characters, I think it's Tag and Bink, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually making them canon. And
Bink.
Yeah, the thing that's funny about that is the fact that in the comic books that they were released, it was like basically them going on a journey, basically, where it was like the two characters were just randomly there.
Yeah.
And they made like they made plot holes where it was like they fixed plot holes where it was like how C-3PO gets shot. Basically, C3 in the comic, C-3PO blows their cover of where they're hiding, and they get captured that way. And they fight back the stormtroopers that captured them and start wearing the stormtrooper armor. And then later on, when they see C-3PO, they end up just shooting him outright because they just hated that he gave away their cover. And they're making that actually canon in the Han Solo movie.
That's actually, I mean, I know it's a bit cruel, but that's actually hilarious.
It's amazing. And like the scene where Obi-Wan Kenobi, Old Ben, goes and turns down the shield generator, the Death Star, I think it is, when they're inside of it. The two stormtroopers that were in the background, those were those two characters. So they saw Obi-Wan Kenobi, but they let him do that because they're rebel spies, basically.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's kind of the insight of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have to read the comic book series myself. I was just told about it recently.
Oh, okay. But yeah. So now we're moving on to point 3, which is Pixar. Disney owns them. And they bought them in 2006, and I don't know why. This is a meme. This is like my biggest trigger word ever. Like, if you were to take a sentence and it would trigger me, this would be it. Like, when people say Toy Story or something, or Finding Nemo is a Disney film, I don't say anything about freak out the inside, because I'm like, no, they're completely different. Like, it's kind of like saying The Iron Giant's a Pixar movie almost, or I mean a Disney one.
Yeah. I just feel like, especially Pixar, they have a lot more originality with the movies they make.
Yes. Except for Cars 2. But we don't talk about that one.
That's like the hidden...
Yeah. But, what is it? Yeah, that's really it for Pixar. I mean, like, they own them and everything. Mm-hmm. And, yeah.
Now, for the... Disney itself, the pros and cons of like the past versus the present, just an overarching statement on top of the cake. Yeah. Basically, in the past, when Walt Disney was in charge, he actually had so many great cartoons that came out, and it made Disney seem like it was more of a production company than just a global empire taking over franchises.
Yeah. What's interesting, this is just a rumor, but this shows how smart of a person Walt is. So basically, there's this rumor, it's just a legend. It's based on a Mickey and Minnie Mouse sex tape. Pretty much.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, okay, basically the legend is that Walt's birthday was coming up, and two animators, they wanted to make him a short or whatever. So basically, they made Mickey and Minnie Mouse sex tape, and for his birthday, they showed it off, and like with a whole group of people, but obviously it was behind closed doors. Walt enjoyed it, and he asked who made the animation. Two animators revealed themselves, and they were fired on the spot.
Yeah.
Just to make them reveal themselves. Like, it's really, like...
That's funny, and in a small metaphorical sense, it kind of showed how he was dedicated to his own, like, creation.
Yeah. But, yeah, what is it? Yeah, and obviously all copies of the tape were destroyed,
Yeah.
but it's just a legend. No one knows if it's true or not. But, okay, we're moving on to the final points. The overall scum practice of Disney, since you made this up,
Yeah.
I guess you just explain this.
I've written a script because I'm trying to make actual content. How about that?
Dang.
Anyway, basically with this last and final point to close this statement is the fact that Disney's not getting any better, and we have to rely on individual producers to make good content instead of looking at Disney as a childhood figure that we're supposed to look up to that's always going to make everything good.
Exactly. Like, I think all Pixar or no, Disney's franchises are like kind of going downhill because obviously Disney, they're not nearly as creative as they were. 39, I think, was when Snow White released, to like 2003. But nowadays, they're just like, they make, I don't know, like, they're just not original anymore. Like, they just make really lifeless films.
Yep. They're basically dead while trying to resurrect themselves with the franchises they've bought.
Yeah, Pixar, arguably, they're getting worse. Star Wars is definitely getting worse, except for the spin-offs. And, what is it? And Marvel, I guess they're doing pretty good, but I don't know. Like, Infinity War could be really bad. We won't know until it comes out.
It depends on if they stay true to the actual comic books.
And they don't make Thanos a joke or whatever, because they've been building to this for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they better be... People better die and everything. Like, better be serious.
I think they'll follow up with the timeline they've created.
Yep.
As far as Star Wars, oh my god. It's like seeing something so beloved be cherished by somebody that doesn't care.
Yeah, I mean, like, even, like, George Lucas is stupid sometimes, because he won't release the originals on Blu-ray. He won't, like, he freaking, like, he dubs down Han Solo, even though you have a character that kills kids a few years later.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely don't agree with some of the stuff he says, but I think he's better than people like J.J. Abrams and the people who work on The Force Awakens.
Yeah, when it comes to making a story, he's pretty good with it. It's just some of the scripts that he writes are kind of not good at all.
Yeah. So, is there any final points?
That was it.
Oh, okay. So, that's it for this discussion. If you guys enjoyed this, like or subscribe down below if you want more videos like this. And we'll see you guys later.